Hey guys, it's Otto. So, I've had my violin for a week now. I've played it intensely for around 4 days. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this video, but regardless, it's been a week, practiced intensely when I can. Not quite 40 hours a day like the two-set violin guys would prefer, but I'll get to that at some point. Maybe 40 hours a day. I never really got into playing the violin. I've always kind of wanted to, but it's just been too daunting of a task to start. I've played other stringed instruments like the guitar for many years, played the ukulele and mandolin, but the violin, nuh-uh. There's so many things to pay attention to. You need to stay in tune, you need to have the proper bow strokes, you don't want to have a scratchy tone, it's hard to do a vibrato. It's really difficult, but I've been practicing and it's been a lot of fun so far. And this is the beast I use. It's the Stentor 2 violin. Apparently this is a really good one to start out with if you're a beginner. It's not too expensive at all. When I started playing the violin, I noticed that there were supplies that I needed, which were one, the shoulder rest, so that the violin can sit on my shoulder comfortably and that I don't need to lift up my shoulder and be uncomfortable when I'm clamping it. Another thing I needed was a new chin rest. The chin rest is always on this side of the violin, but the thing is that I'm a left-handed player and I'm missing fingers from my left hand. So I can't play like this. So I was able to find a left-handed chin rest and it sits really nicely like this now. Really cool. I look really cool right now. Another thing that I realized is that the violin is actually fairly loud, especially if you live in an apartment like me. So I got a mute, a metal mute, a heavy metal mute, and that goes on top of the bridge of the violin. Be careful with it, and it'll make your violin sound quieter. The main reason I got a violin was so that I can get good enough at it so that I can layer real violin on top of virtual violins in my music, which means that I'd have to get good at getting good sounds and bow strokes as well as vibrato. During my 4 days of practice, I've practiced bow strokes as well as a little bit of vibrato. I know I shouldn't be getting into that this early, but I couldn't help myself. So the point is to get these bow strokes to sound fluid, not scratchy, and consistent. That's something I need to do a lot of work with, especially the higher strings. They sound really shaky often. Like I said, I couldn't help but try to learn the vibrato as well. I can do it on the G string the easiest. Vibrato is actually quite a lot more difficult than I thought. There's so much that goes into it. It's a very specific set of movements that you need to do. And a part of the violin learning process is that you learn to not be tense. I notice that I'm tensing a lot with my neck and my fingers, and you need to be really relaxed to play the instrument. And I'm still trying to figure that out. And I'm trying to analyze what I'm doing, how could I improve, and so forth. Yeah, I hate how that sounds. Anyway, that wraps up my progress. I'll get there. I'll get to my goal eventually. It's just gonna take time and practice and not giving up. And I've had a lot of fun with it. I've been very curious about the instrument and the different techniques that you can learn. The process is a lot of fun. The practicing process is really fun to me. Anyway, if you happen to be a violinist, I'd love to hear some tips from how you see me playing and what could be improved. That would be very cool. Otherwise, I think that wraps up the video. I hope you enjoyed it. More violin progress reports are coming at some point. And if you like what you see, you can subscribe to the channel. You can click on the bell thing to get notified. And videos are coming out every Saturday, 8 p.m. at finish time. So I'll see you on the next one.